Nevada Lee here, Almost Live TV, ValePM.com, standing with the world famous Steve Kaufman. How you doing today?
Great. Thank you for having me here.
We're out here in beautiful Vail Village, Vail, Colorado, on a gorgeous day here in December, right after Christmas, and we have a gallery full of beautiful, beautiful artwork. Growing up as a young kid in the Bronx, you had many influences within your family to pursue art as a career. Were there any other career paths you thought about doing as a young kid?
Well, I thought I was going to be a lawyer when I was a kid, but I had my first show when I was 8 years old, artistically. And then I had other shows when I was 12 at Macy's in New York. And then by the time I was 16, I was already showing at a Guggenheim Museum for a graffiti show.
Thoughts of being a lawyer, but knew kind of deep down inside that art and the artistic career was your path of choice?
Well, I have a lot of sculptors and painters in my family, but also doctors and lawyers in my family. So my uncles used to hoist me up about 40 feet up in the air, and I used to sandblast their sculptures. And as the sandblast would take this 90-pound or 80-pound kid and throw him off the scaffold, I really thought maybe I should pick something else out other than sandblasting sculptures. So I thought I was going to be a lawyer, but then I decided, you know what, art's very cool. I enjoy it a lot.
So sandblasting's a little dangerous. Being a lawyer might even be more dangerous. So art was the chosen profession.
Scaffold a couple times when you're 2 stories up and you sit there and go, you know, I'm not getting paid enough as a kid to do this. So, but you know, I started painting, and I had my friends. I would paint their faces on broken windshields from car dealerships. I would go there and get the broken windshields. I would paint different sculptures. I mean, I just had fun. So that part of it all went fine.
And was there anybody in your life that gave you some life-changing advice saying pursue your passions, pursue your career in art, or fall back on what you know is going to pay the bills in the future, what's going to provide for your family? And where did you take that advice and run with it?
Well, it wasn't even like that when you're 10 years old or 8 years old. No one's talking about paying the bills and whatever. But I remember meeting Pablo Picasso at a show when I was a little kid, and my mother, he was hitting on my mom. And I'm talking to him about painting friends' faces, hitting windshields. He said, "You're a wild artist one day." So that really took a toll. And I met Andy Warhol at Studio 54, and I didn't really realize who he was. But today I hired kids from the LA prison system, and I could tell when they first show up, they don't know who I am.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of seems like you knew all along that you were going to pursue art, and that you feel infected by sharing this art with other people around the community. And it seems like back in the 70s and the 80s, it was the nightclub scene. It was the nightclubs where most of the artists, such as yourself, the pop artists, were showing off most of their works. Was there a gallery or a studio club in particular that you liked the most, or do you have any crazy experiences at any of those clubs?
I would paint at Studio 54, and that was my gig, while Keith Haring painted at the Mud Club. But there was a whole group of us who all become museum artists. And unfortunately, I'm the only surviving one of that group. But we were all pop art, and I don't even think the galleries caught on at that time what pop art was. I mean, yeah, there was Andy Warhol, but it still was growing. And yet today, all the art is in museums for hundreds of millions of dollars. I mean, you sit there and scratch your head, and it's just amazing how it's all come around.
And that's really great that you came out of such a plethora of well-known artists throughout the years, most of which have passed away in this time. And you've given a tremendous amount back to the art community. But you've also stood up and have actually recognized that there are problems throughout the world. The kids and the youth of today are growing up underprivileged, not having a chance to experience the art art of any sort. So what kind of things are you doing now to give back more to the community and help bring kids up in today's day and age with a sense of self, a sense of culture, and a sense of existence within the art world?
Well, I support 180 charities a year. We also have our own non-profit company called Give Kids a Break, which is hiring the kids from the LA prison system in South Central and East LA. And that's the basis of my crew. They work, they built the frames, they pack, they ship. And we have an 85% success rate. Some of them even go on to become police officers. So, I mean, even we're doing different events here. Gerald Ford just passed away. I'm so sorry to hear that. But we were on TV earlier, and I offered to do his portrait and donate the money to a local charity. And I told the TV station to find what that charity is. So in 30 days from now, I'll send a painting here for them to do an event or whatever, and I won't even be here. But it's not about that. It's about giving back, and that's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about. Do you think the governments around the world right now are currently giving back to enough of these programs to ensure that kids grow up with a sense of culture, or do you think that there is much, much more room for improvement?
Oh, there's much more room for improvement. There's so many steps to take. But I've been watching individuals like Bill Gates, Bono. I mean, these people are now stepping up where the government hasn't. And they're actually, I mean, I saw a whole documentary about Jay-Z going to Africa and walking around. I mean, there's so much more that the individuals who are doing. I've been doing this for like 15 years. I mean, we used to hire the homeless in New York City. I mean, we used to have our own little soup thing going on. In LA, they used to have signs, work for food. You may have saw that, like 15. Well, me and my friends that work for me, we used to pick up all those guys, bring them to our factory, and put them to work. Now you don't see them on the highways work for food anymore, because we have had over 1,975 people work for us over the last 14 years we've been in LA.
So that's great. You guys have really done a lot of stuff within the community.
I've had Muhammad Ali at my shop, and we did that project, and you could see thousands of kids line up to meet Muhammad Ali. I have had Oscar De La Hoya come by my shop to sign pieces, and you will watch a whole block, must have been about 3,000 kids or people. We're right next door to elementary school. So the kids come screaming out, Oscar, Oscar. Or we've had John Travolta there. We've had a lot of celebrities who come in to sign limited editions. Tina Sinatra's been there. I got to meet Mr. Frank Sinatra before he passed on. When I get to do these projects with these people, that alone helps me to help others.
So it's about leveraging your position as a pretty much a celebrity throughout the world to help give back to the community.
I don't think of myself as a celebrity in any way. I think I capture icons. Just like a photographer takes pictures, I capture icons. I do paintings of celebrities or icons, people that you may not even have heard of. I mean, I was flipping through a magazine and it had the Iraq War, and it was People magazine. It had the whole listing of everyone that passed away. I'm going to do a piece. I've done a 9/11 piece. I've done many 9/11 pieces that listed all the people that passed away. I mean, I've done a lot of historic pieces that are, you know, they find their places. Like some of them are Smithsonian for other people to see. Some go wherever to private collectors. But the idea is to create something that becomes an awareness.
Has there been any particular decade that has inspired greater percentages of your works than any others?
It's like I almost touch every era. I mean, I've done paintings from everything from rock and roll to the Jewish Holocaust. I've done paintings from World War II. I've done you know, the ideal is that there's a Hard Rock cafe. I mean, the ideal is to do something that someone will sit back and enjoy it, but more to touch everybody. I mean, I've done shows where I donate 100% of the money I receive from the show to charity. I've been in Europe where I donate all my money that I receive from this tour. I would like the other people, like rock stars or whoever, to sit there and follow that mode. And in the time from Bono to whoever, they are doing things like that now.
And is there one icon in particular that stands out amongst all the rest of the icons you've ever immortalized?
Marilyn.
Marilyn.
And Frank Sinatra, or Muhammad Ali. The list goes on, but Marilyn of all the women.
If there was one thing that you could tell everybody in the world right now, one message you could bring to the world, what would that be?
Peace.